Hello YouTube, this is Chuck again. Today I'm coming from in front of the old historic Oxbow Saloon in Payson, Arizona. Got a little story about this building I figured you might get a kick out of. I'm going to get around here where I can talk to you. Now, the Oxbow was built in 1932, and when I first moved to town, it was kind of the going place in town. They had a bar in there, and they had live music on the weekends, and the place was always packed, and it was kind of a cowboy dive bar, but it was a lot of fun. But that's not what our story is today. Our story today is Bigfoot related. And when the show Finding Bigfoot came out in about 2009, many of you have probably watched the show and know the format. And they go around to various towns, and they have their investigations, and they have what they call their town hall. Well, in March of 2012, they came to town, and they had the town hall here in the Oxbow Saloon. Well, I'd lived here for quite a while even by that time, and I was interested in the subject matter, and I'd been watching the show, so that was something I wasn't going to miss for the life of me. So I made it a point to come down here real early, so I'd make sure I'd get a seat, because I figured they'd be full. And they stuffed about 150 people in that bar, and they had these 3 of the 4 celebrities on the show were there, and I never got a chance to meet any of them, but I did get a chance to talk to one of the staff people, and it made me believe that they really believed in what they were doing. And that was in the early days when I first was interested in the subject, and that kind of had an impact on me, and ultimately led me to research into becoming a member of the BFRO, and I'm a BFRO field investigator now and have been for almost 10 years. But the story I like to tell about this, and I'm going to get back around again. The story I like to tell about this is that they had probably, like I say, 150 people in there. I stayed from the very beginning until the end of it, and there were 19 people got up and told their stories. They ended up using 3 of them on the show, and but what I came away with was that the people that were up there telling their stories, they absolutely believed in what they were saying, and that had a big impact on me. Like I said, I never got a chance to meet anybody. The place was crowded. I stayed till the last dog was hung and everything was over with. There was another 50 or 75 people milling around out here in the street. But that was what happened when the show Finding Bigfoot came to town. Kind of interesting in how the methodology or how they work, and that was part of what I was interested in. Not only the subject matter, but just the whole behind the scenes, how they filmed the show and everything. And it was kind of interesting. They had unmarked vehicles, so so people wouldn't know they were in town, because otherwise they figured people would be trying to prank them and show up in suits and hooting and hollering and all that kind of stuff to try to throw them off. But they did their thing here. I got to meet some of the people who actually were shown on the show, and that's probably don't have enough time to go into all that here. But the building's been closed up for a number of years. It's on the National Registry of Historic Places, so they can't really tear it down. They have to kind of keep it the way it is, and at some point in time, somebody with some money will show up, and it'd probably take $1 million or more to bring this building up to code to where it should be. So it's not open as a bar anymore. It is open occasionally for special events. And anyway, that's kind of my story about the Oxbow. It used to be a lot of fun. If I ever win the lottery, I'd buy the building, I'd fix it up, and I'd try to make it as close to the way it used to be as it was, because it was kind of a rock and roll and fun place back in the old days. So with that, I'm going to let you go. It's usually a pretty quiet street. Now it seems like everybody in town's trying to drive by while I'm trying to film. But we'll let you go for now. Take care of each other. Love each other. It's a great day. And we'll talk to you again on the next one. So peace out.